Well, I didn't check the audio first. Looks like it's working. Anyway.
Hey, yeah, Miriam. Miriam.
Who are you?
Miriam.
Why are you here?
Hi, I'm Miriam, co-founder, COO of Keto Chow.
I'm Chris, also co-founder, president, and the technical guy behind Keto Chow. If you're brand new to Keto Chow, it's a nutritionally complete meal designed to make doing keto easy. We'll also have some electrolyte supplements that are amazing for everyday use and for keeping the dreaded keto flu away.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell icon for updates on all our Keto Chow happenings. These live streams help us be accountable and stay on track, so thanks for joining us on our keto journey.
Indeed.
Indubitably.
So, hold on.
Can you see my dinner and my teeth?
Does it look like shrimp? It should.
I can't see my face, so
Okay.
it looks like white teeth.
Anyway, you made the
Coconut
shrimp recipe from the Keto Chow website.
Mm-hmm. It's actually Joe's recipe. It's not on our website.
Oh, is it not? Oh, okay. But you used orange cream instead of pina colada.
Because I didn't have that flavor when I was really sad.
I think we have some in the cupboard.
I pulled everything out.
Oh. Well, we definitely have black licorice.
Yeah, I don't think black licorice coconut shrimp would have been as good as what we had, which was orange cream, and it was delicious.
I think it would have been amazing. Don't knock it till you try it. Anyway, Keto Simple is here. Jujubee says,
Keto
hey,
Simple.
hey. Lori Allred says, I thought it was Monday, and I almost forgot.
Oh, man.
I had the title of this wrong. I had last week's Tuesday.
Aw, snap.
Keto Karen is here, so is Purple
Hi,
Love and Nana
Karen.
and Kirsten Blocker.
Hi, Debbie.
Kim
Hi, Kirsten.
Rametes
Hi, Kim.
says, Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, happy
Rick Wynn
Tuesday.
is here. Let's see, Rick Wynn, Keto Simple said, told everyone who was on our Tuesday live to head over. Not sure if they'll listen or not. Well,
Oh, thank you.
nice. Sarah G is here.
Hi, Sarah.
I got a letter from her.
I did. I'm sending you
Jujubee
hearts.
had a shrimp with homemade garden pesto for lunch today. Okay.
sounds
Today
good.
during dinner, we got on a conversation about cheese.
Yeah, so if you want Chris to explain it to you.
And because we were talking about whey and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, the conversation devolved into, wait, so you can make cheese from any mammal's milk? I said, yeah. Like, my daughter's like, can you make...
What about a buffalo?
Yeah, or a bison, because I was talking about mozzarella. You make it with water buffalo milk to get real mozzarella.
Yeah.
And she's like, can you make it with bison milk? I'm like,
And then they looked at each other and just started laughing. Like,
she
who's
said,
going to milk
but
a
first you have to
bison?
milk a bison.
Like, you were supposed to stay away from those. When you go to Yellowstone, you don't go buy the bison.
No.
They will kill you.
They will. Jujubee says, I know where you can mail that black or licorice. I'm keeping it. It's mine. Kathy says, good evening. Crystal Harris is
Kathy,
here.
hi, Crystal.
Let's see. Storm Chasing Gal says, hey, y'all, at camp.
Aw.
Oh, are we all at camp? We're not.
Or are you at camp?
And that's waving.
You're at camp.
This is good evening, everyone. Need to pull the
Minutes.
trigger on my order running dangerously low on my stash.
Oh, I hate that.
Keto Chow.
Well, we're dangerously low on our Ninja Creamy supply.
Oh, yeah.
I think
should
we have
probably-
like 2 left. I know this because I put keto bricks in the freezer. You know, I melted them down, and there was nothing to put them on top of because
it would have been
all of the little cans.
fewer,
are
but I had some of the blueberry Keto Chows for lunch and breakfast today.
Well, I gotta make me up some with the right amount of butter.
Okay. Let's see. Visual Keto says hi. Andrea says hi. Hello from
Andrea,
St. Lucia.
hi.
I'm on vacation and tuning in. It's been raining all day,
Oh,
but I've been in the sea and having a ball
heck
anyway.
yes, I'm so happy.
Crystal Harris had blue cheese on burger patties, and it was amazing.
Ooh,
you can
that
have
sounds
them.
good.
I will never like blue cheese. I can't.
I thought I would never
It's
either.
from eating
And then I
moldy
grew
cheese when
up.
I was a kid. I can't. I just can't.
But it tastes different than moldy cheese. It's different.
I also can't do cucumber. It
Well,
smells
that's
like
never gonna
ammonia to me.
change.
I know. So, but other people like it, and that's fine. We can still be friends. Lynette is here. Sarah says hi.
Lynette. Hi,
Gigi says
Sarah.
good evening, Chris, with one S, and Miriam. How's your day?
Hi, Gigi. How are you?
Penny's here from Everett, Washington. Nice.
Oh, hi,
GB says
Penny.
mozzarella made with the milk of the Italian Mediterranean buffalo. That's right.
Right?
Gina says, good evening, everyone. How you doing this terrific Tuesday? Doing well?
We're so good. I am
Jujubee says,
so
nerd,
full.
nerd.
Yeah, we're definitely talking about geeky stuff at dinner time.
Well, it was
Cow
better than
stomachs.
yesterday. We were driving to drop off Max, and after we got done with the live stream,
Oh, yeah.
the topic of conversation came to trusts
And 401k and,
and
Roth
401k
IRAs.
and retirement plans
So
and all of that
our
stuff.
kids had to have that conversation. But the thing was, they were the ones that were fueling it on.
Yeah, it's true. They were
And
asking
Max
me
is
questions.
like, guess what I got to listen to while I was driving down here? Talk about. I'm like, you got to learn that anyway. And they've learned it in their classes, but it's nice
Keto
to go
Simple
over it
says,
again.
need a creamy that makes full gallons of ice cream. I say no, because I like to
I
make
like to
a
have
pint
the.
and eat
I like
the
to
whole
have
pint.
the serving. I like it.
Yeah, Keto Karen says, I like using Keto Chow's coffee creamer.
Oh
Nice.
yes, that's awesome. Thank you,
Keto Simple
Karen.
also doesn't like blue cheese.
Well,
It says cucumber is just
That's
crunchy,
okay.
slimy water. Joe's is not a fan
kinda
of
like
Danish
that,
blue
huh?
cheese, but like the Maytag blue or Gorgonzola.
yeah,
Okay.
Gorgonzola's good.
Laurie's here from Vancouver Island. Hi there.
Lori.
Who was I talking to that was in Vancouver?
I don't know. Maybe it was Lori.
I don't remember. Kate in Salt Lake says, greetings, Keto Chowers. How you doing?
Kate.
Hope you're all staying hydrated. Yes,
Oh
we are.
goodness, that little rain shower today was kind of nice. It lasted for like 10 minutes, but it was when I was driving home.
So, speaking of Salt Lake, and speaking of Keto Salt Lake, that we're not doing anymore, but we are
Yes.
doing the meetups. I
Yes.
just wanted to point out lowcarbevents.com.
What?
And if you scroll past we are going to Omaha later
This week. Woo,
and we're
woo,
going to
woo.
Orlando next week, which means we're missing San Diego.
Sad.
But if you look here,
Take a look, see.
Utah Quarterly Meetup,
Yay, our friends, Ken and Nisha.
Ken and Nisha are going to be there.
I hope they bring the kids. I love those earrings.
My understanding is they're bringing the kids.
I hope we play with them the whole time.
Okay. But yeah, that's in October. We will be broadcasting it for free, but if you're near or whatever, close to Utah or want to come,
Come.
yeah. Anyway, Anne loves Rockford blue cheese. Better if it's green.
Ooh.
King Sully can't do it either. Keto Simple says, I just wanted to drop in and say hello. Hello.
Hello. Goodbye.
It's so long. Farewell. My feet are saying goodbye.
Oh, your feet. Oh, my shoes are dirty too. Sorry.
Good night. Storm Chasing Gal says, when you're on Orlando, will you go snorkeling? So the plan was we were actually going to go scuba diving, but Joe looked into it, and apparently there isn't any good scuba diving near there.
But see, he doesn't really understand our expectations.
Our criteria for good scuba diving
is water, period.
Yeah.
Right? Like where we scuba dive here, you can't even see anything. It's just dirt and grass.
Yeah. So now we're looking into other stuff.
Yeah. We're probably
Miriam
gonna do
and
the
Holly and
Everglades.
Steve were talking about it, but I was in the middle of filling out a census report.
Boring. For work?
Yes, it was about the business. How much money did your business make in 2022? Were you adversely affected by blah, blah, blah? Have you implemented robotics?
What? Have you implemented AI?
They asked that as well. It was all these different
You're
things. Like,
yes, we've been playing with it,
all
and we
these-
can only get 6-fingered people.
I did finally see our ad with the AI ad. It was pretty funny
Oh,
with
you
that. Anyway,
That wasn't that we didn't actually launch. That was just a pretend ad.
no, I saw it on Facebook.
Well, it's probably not supposed to be there.
It said, we asked two of our Gen Z staffers said they could make an ad using AI.
I didn't see that.
Anyway, Teresa says, hope you're all doing well. Yes, we are. Cynthia is late. We're
Cynthia,
glad you're
hi.
here.
I'm glad you're here.
Gigi says, yeah, in all this heat, be careful when venturing outside.
Yes. And I keep sending my kid outside, and we'll take some water and go outside.
Yeah.
But it's so hot.
Okay, today's topic of discussion is quitting carbs or ditching carbs.
Quitting carbs.
Mm-hmm.
So think back to the beginning of your journey.
Or if you're just getting started on your journey. There's a couple of different ways that you
Tactics.
can go. Tactics, I was going to say tacts, but that's probably tactics. So my personal, okay, some people are abstainers and some people are moderators. And for people who are moderators, they may be able to slowly get off carbs. They might be able to have them in the house, maybe have a little bit of this and that. I, on the other hand, cannot eat a Oreo. That's not a thing for me. Joe was saying the other day that a serving of Oreos is 3 cookies.
3.
So I can't do that. It's more like the entire thing of Oreos. I got a bad relationship with that sort of thing. So for me, quitting carbs, I just had to stop.
Yeah.
Cold turkey, as Lynette said.
That's what
And-
I tried to do.
You tried to do that?
Yeah.
And you kind of, so at the I started keto like a year and a
before
half,
me.
something like that before you. And at the time you were doing Whole30, which is
Yes.
kind of baby steps to...
It really was.
It-
I don't think I could have gone keto without doing Whole30 first.
Yeah, because you
'Cause
wanted your
I-
potatoes
Yeah.
and your fruit.
And they didn't even let you have potatoes back
Yeah,
then.
that's true. And so I was doing keto stuff, and I was eating whatever I ate, which
got
was a
sick
lot
of-
of... Actually, when I first started, I was doing stuff that wasn't Keto Chow.
Yep.
It was a different recipe for a keto meal replacement that was, quite frankly, terrible. Like, just awful. Then I was making some keto foods and stuff like that. What actually got me through a lot of it was pre-portioned almonds. The Jack Link's beef steaks apparently now have sugar in them.
Oh,
I looked it up not too long ago. I was really sad.
lame.
But also, diet root beer with a little bit of heavy cream in it.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
So good.
If I was getting hangry and I was like, I need something now. Chances are I was probably just
Dehydrated.
dehydrated.
Yeah, probably just need electrolytes. But you got to learn sometime.
Throwing some diet root beer with just a dollop of heavy cream, it was fantastic. So yeah, for me, I had to go cold turkey.
Yep. And I did cold turkey too, but I am a closet eater. I'm a secret eater. So I would every week, I would like cheat a little. And it sucked and I hated it. But then I kept doing it. I'm like, Chris will never know I went to Arby's. Chris will never know I got all these fries. As if he cared. I mean, he did care. He
So
wanted me to do what I wanted.
in that I want people
Right.
who have goals to succeed at those goals. And a lot of times that's interpreted as like shaming.
Yeah.
Like people are like, like you see somebody, you know that they have something, like maybe it's quitting alcohol or maybe it's, I don't know, that they want to get up and exercise or something like that. If they have a goal, I want them to achieve their goals regardless of it having any impact on me. And so if Miriam's goal is to eat keto,
Not eat French fries.
then I try to remind her nicely that she doesn't want to do that.
Which I've been awesome for years
Yes, you have.
now.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
yeah,
it was at the first.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to get caught because I didn't want to feel guilty. Because it's not like he would be mad at me.
No, I'm just
It's
like,
just I want him to help
hey.
me be accountable so then I can't get caught.
now for some people who are abstainers who have to go cold turkey, if you live alone, you might be able to just purge the house of carbs, give it all to a food bank that is unopened, or give it to
The
neighbor
unopened
kids.
food bank.
No, the unopened food to a food bank. Give them to kids, I don't know, or just throw it away. And for me, it's always really hard to throw stuff away when I've
When you
paid
spent
for
money
it.
on it. Yeah. it
Like
is
we were
hard.
on the set of our first commercial, the
my
witch
gosh.
commercial.
They had so much
They had
candy and
all
stuff
of this
on
stuff.
there.
They had these giant blocks of chocolate. And I was just like,
Even though I don't want to eat it, I
don't wanna
throw
eat
it
it.
away.
but I don't want to throw it away.
We're much better now at throwing stuff away.
It's true, but,
In fact, don't tell our neighbors this, but when they bring us Christmas treats, we just put them in the garbage.
well, sometimes the kids eat them, but yeah.
Sometimes they don't even know.
It's true. A Mama Cat says, I'm getting back on the keto train. And
Yes!
Kim says, yeah, me too. All or nothing. Gigi says, have carb, we'll eat.
Right? Right.
And Lynette did Whole30 first.
Me too.
But that was kind of easy with keto because that meant that she could have dairy.
I know. It was great. We kind of just changed a couple things. We took the fruit out and put the dairy back in. So
Gigi cut gluten for Lent, then went full keto when I realized gluten made me massively ill. Isn't
yes.
that amazing? It's insane to me how
crazy.
many people don't realize the food sensitivities that they had until they kind of went carnivore.
Yeah.
Now-
or just eliminated by accident,
Now
right? Or
Nisha
on
Berry
purpose.
gave a really good talk on the
Yes.
low carb cruise.
Yes, which you can look at it again. It's on our channel.
And it's funny, she was talking about doing an elimination diet where you would just eliminate all the variables. And she's like, this is not a time to have protein shakes. It's not a time for all this other stuff. And then right after that, they did a Q&A. And she went on the record advocating people use Keto Chow if they're having problems, especially with like young kids or non-compliant parents who need to get nutrition.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, give them Keto Chow. It was really interesting. But she was talking about it in the context of an elimination diet.
Yeah,
You
because
gotta
then you can
eliminate all
figure
the
out what is bothering you. And even right now, like I'm eating pretty much mostly meat. My stomach's been bothering me, and I'm like, what am I doing that is making my stomach hurt? I don't know.
Is it
Maybe too
demons?
many keto bricks, probably.
It could be demons, or it could be an imbalance of bodily humors. Sorry, that's from a book called Babyhood, which is hilarious.
Yes.
Christy says, I finally started 4 weeks ago, feel better already.
Yes, Christy.
And she says, I can't eat any. I have no breaks, no carbs at all, or I lose my mind.
I am so with you.
Gigi says, yeah, so I avoid it as much as possible. Cynthia says, how do you help someone achieve their goals without calling them out? It's
so hard.
A fine line.
Yeah. Well, and I've noticed too, even just the difference between you and I, like you have to figure out the way that will help them. So just ask them, like, okay, you want me to help you fulfill this goal? What would you like me to do for that thing? I was talking to you about your exercises for your physical therapy for your shoulder, and I'm like, do you want me to ask you to do it? And you're like, no, because then I feel like you're nagging me. Well, okay, then I guess I just won't, and you just won't ever do it again. But but it does help, like. And I think, too, a lot of times people don't realize why they're triggered by certain things. So Kate, with her therapy and stuff, she has been able to realize, like, the things that bother her and how she needs to get help. And then she's been able to say, okay, sometimes I just need you to hold me. Sometimes I need you to leave me alone. And so I just flat out say, okay, what can I do for you right now? Like, what will be the thing that helps you in this moment? And sometimes it's different than others, and sometimes you can't recognize it. But part of our journey, our health journey, is recognizing things in ourselves. And so if Chris tells me, don't eat that fry, then I just want to eat it real bad.
Yeah.
You know, like it's almost like my rebellious side says, I just need to eat it because you don't want me to. But yet he is just trying to help me, and I want him to help me, but I still have to figure out what I want him to say to be able to do that.
Now, Cynthia says accountability comes from confession. Does that come with guilt and shame? I mean,
Sometimes.
If you do it wrong, it probably could. If you do it right, maybe it could still. But I guess it's a fine line. Incidentally, we saw the Barbie movie last night.
It was really cute, actually.
There's a section where, I'm not going to ruin it, but they talk about depressed Barbie spending 7 hours looking at Instagram.
Go watch the
and
Barbie
wants
movie.
to watch the Pride and Prejudice
So
BBC version.
I totally want to watch that now. I'm taking tomorrow off and watching it all day in my pajamas.
I was laughing out loud louder than I have in years. At
like,
that part.
It was embarrassing. I'm not with him.
Actually, the last time I laughed like that was during
Toy
Story
Story.
2.
I remember.
Toy Story 2.
It was embarrassing.
I also laughed almost that loud during
He's the loudest laugher
Twilight.
on the planet.
Remember Twilight? When
Yeah,
they
and that was
touched
even worse
hands?
because we were trying to have like a serious
And it's
moment.
like, he's cold. And she pulls back, and I laughed.
So
I
funny.
laughed. Anyway. Sarah says abstainer here. And Gina
Yep.
says, I'm an abstainer in denial.
But I think what helps, I mean, what Lynette's saying here, I have to keep reminding myself of why I eat this way. We were talking about that at a conference not that long ago, and somebody said, well, if your why is just losing weight, that's not a good enough why. Like, you have to have a why that causes emotion. You have to have a why that forces change. That's why so many people, when they hit rock bottom, change. They
have nowhere.
There's nowhere else to fall.
Yeah.
They just can go up from there. And so that's why, drug addicts hit rock bottom and then figure out how to get clean.
Yep.
So it's just kind of if you don't have a why that moves you, it's not going to move you. So maybe change your why if you can't get rid of the carbs, right?
Ria says Nisha announced today she's starting a 30-day elimination challenge on August 1st. That means that she'll be done before she comes to Salt Lake. Storm Chasing Gal says when Waterway is lost to Miriam's rings twirl.
Oh, yeah. Well, my rings sometimes twirl. Well, it depends on if I'm outside. Inside, my rings are twirling right now because it's really cold in the AC, right? But if I go outside, my hands
Andrew says today we went to breakfast and I ate keto, and 2 hours later the hubs asked what we were eating for lunch. I just looked at him crazy because we just ate.
Come on,
I just sat
man.
there drinking black coffee.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
It's true, though, because those carbs just don't keep you satiated for very long.
Yeah. Dennis wants to know, did you take a picture at the Barbie doll box?
I didn't see it.
I didn't see any at the one that we went to.
We went to one that,
Yeah.
And also we were kind of late, so we just ran in. Of course, we're late. It was supposed to be 6:40.
No, it was supposed to start at 7.
Oh, 7? Yeah, it started at like 7:30. There were 30
after
minutes
all of the stuff.
That was a lot of trailers.
It was a lot of trailers.
Could have gone to the bathroom twice in that time.
Purple of Non says Natalie Grasso is a process. You have to go through 7 whys.
Oh, that's awesome. I love Natalie. She's amazing.
And Lynette says it helps to have an accountability partner.
It does.
And Shauna just remembered what day it is.
Hi, Shauna.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Gotta get down on Tuesday.
Right.
Shauna says, now I see why Miriam didn't see the message, right?
Yep, I was ignoring you.
She says, I live in a house of standard American diet eaters.
Yes.
Surrounded by all the sugar and carbs. It's impossible to be a moderator without falling over and over again.
Right.
So I have to abstain.
That's how I feel too.
Last night, did you notice? You didn't notice. I can guarantee you didn't. Did you notice where you were sitting?
In a chair? At the movie theater?
Were you sitting next to Sam with his popcorn?
No.
You know why?
Because I don't sit by popcorn.
Because I handed out the tickets to make sure.
Actually, I'm not as tempted by popcorn anymore.
But and they had all this other junk, and I wanted to make sure you weren't sitting by them.
Oh, see, you got
because
my
I
back.
wanted to help you be successful in your goals.
Yeah, I actually don't have a problem with
it also
popcorn.
put you closer to the center, which was nice.
It was by you. That's all that matters.
Right. Dennis says the stand is quite impressive at the Valley Fair. Now we went to the Cinemark in Draper.
It has a little like entrance, so
it does.
There's not
it's
like
tiny.
a ton of space for extra stuff.
It's like the size of.
But they have the fancy
house.
chairs, and I'm like, my house is way nicer. I mean, except for the big screen part, right?
Which the screen completely filled my glasses.
Yeah, mine too. It's very full.
It was interesting because we were on the 3rd row.
Yeah, we were pretty close to the
Cynthia says that's sweet. Way to help, Chris. So, because I want people to succeed at what they have goals for. So, anyway.
Me too. I want them to succeed too.
Yeah, so is it better to slowly go off carbs or just clean out the house? See, for me, I would prefer to just clean out the house. And when we're going to be going on a trip, boating trip thing coming up in August, and actually our local Kroger, also known as Smith's, they have New York strip steaks on sale.
Yes.
I'm going to be buying
all of them.
A lot. And we're going to freeze it.
We're going
to take it with us on the trip. And we're going to have New York strip steak probably
twice for dinner.
2 or 3 meals. It's going to be great.
Yeah. And what our plan is, which we do this with our kids all the time, is we just do 2 meals a day, and it's a fairly large meal for breakfast or brunch, and then a fairly large meal for lunch. And then if the kids are hungry in between, they can have some cucumbers, or they can have leftover hamburger patties, which, they
Yeah.
call meat cookies.
But yeah, we're not planning on bringing any carby stuff. Shauna says, I spent 3 hours helping the elderly crafting friend work out her Android at a coffee shop. She had cookies in a bagel. I had a package of salami and cheese and coffee. Bob says, is there an option to only get new flavor and back in stock emails?
Oh, that would be cool. I don't think there is.
That is a good question.
Yeah.
So, in theory, what we need to do, and it's something I've been wanting to do for a while, is change our list so that it looks for people who have opted into a specific list,
Yeah.
so that it only sends announcements.
Well,
So,
isn't that how, like, if you go to a flavor and it's going to run out, you put your email
except that
into
doesn't
that
tell
flavor?
you about new ones. So what we really need to
right.
do,
I
Bob,
see.
it's a good point, is create a segment on the opt-out section that
That
says,
says, I would like to know.
I just want new flavors and announcements, rather than like the informational ones.
Tell me when Miriam loses some weight.
Not a bad idea.
Just kidding.
Cynthia says, clean it out to make room for new. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree with that. Then it says,
Yeah.
New York steak must have butter. Well, I really
we're
like
gonna bring
the
butter.
fat protein ratio of a New York strip. For me, unless I'm cooking it like a prime rib, it seems like I always get the bad ribeyes. So, Catherine says I started today, so I'm impressed with your
Catherine,
product.
good job.
What flavor did you start with?
Yeah. Orange cream.
I brought a big bag. Well, you brought a big bag of just peanut butter Keto
Yeah.
Chow home today. I'm looking forward. I actually haven't had that since we first launched it.
I haven't either. Weird.
Okay, so
More
here,
words.
here we got some of the questions that.
Ouch.
So a lot of times for these live streams, I go through the Keto Chow Facebook support group and I look for good questions, and then we talk about them on the live stream. So here's the first one. I've done 4 respins, and Keto Chow is still powdery. This is in the Ninja Creamy. I use butter and water to make Keto Chow, let it freeze overnight, and I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. All the videos I've watched show only needing 2 respins at most.
Yeah.
So there's a couple things that can cause this to happen. Number one, if the creamy container isn't full enough, then that powder will sit on top. Now
Yep.
you'll have perfect ice cream below.
Yeah, you got to kind of squish it with a spoon.
Yeah, and I've noticed that if I get really powdery stuff, I just take a spoon
just
and
go
squish
boing,
it down, and all of a sudden it turns into ice cream. Like magic. Okay, that's the number one thing I'm going to start with. The
Right.
probable cause for that, it's not full enough, and so it's able to sit on the top, and it doesn't mix in. So what are some other solutions that you can think of?
I know some people have added just like a little bit of heavy cream,
Yep.
and then that helps like make it a little bit smoother. I've never done that personally, but
Yeah.
that makes sense. That would work.
I've seen some people microwave their creamies just
Yep.
for like 20 or 30 seconds.
Or just leave it on the counter for a few minutes.
Yeah. Or even if it's powdery, just after you run it. See, now I've got it, I always run it 2 light ice creams, and then I dig a hole, put in whatever stuff, and run it on respin. And I do it that same way every time, and it works perfectly. And we have a pretty cold
You
freezer.
put it. You do light ice cream
Light
with the
twice.
whole, or you do mix in.
Then I do a hole, turn on the hot water, because it takes forever for hot water to come out of both
Yeah.
of the faucets. And then I do a respin to mix in the stuff.
Oh,
Because a respin will
I just do the
cut up
mix-ins.
the
the
peanuts.
respin will kill them. I have done both because sometimes I just forget.
Yeah, but adding the liquid is a good way to do it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. Now you also run into the same thing with the powder on top. If you
Yep.
eat it halfway and then put it back in the freezer and
Yeah.
then run it again.
Because there's just not enough for it to run itself through, and so it's really just on the top.
Yep.
So you can just kind of press
Just pack it down.
or just stir it a little bit with your spoon.
Okay, Catherine had a question. So details on adding fish omega-3 to the Keto Chow shake. I thought I read it somewhere.
Nice.
So, Keto Chow should have all the nutrients that you need with a couple caveats. Number one, it doesn't have a source of omega-3. My recommendation, we used to recommend that you use fish oil pills.
Which you
You
still
can still
can.
do that. You would only really need that if you are eating Keto Chow 3 meals a day for weeks at a time. If you're eating other stuff like fish, which is the best way to get omega-3, you won't need to do that. And the fish will also give you more protein, which is another thing where you might be missing some nutrients if you do 3 Keto Chows a day. A lot of people need 15, 20, 30 more grams of protein a day. The only other spot where people would be missing is iron. So people who have a monthly cycle where they lose blood
Ladies specifically.
need more iron.
Most men are having a lot of bloody
Or
noses.
anybody who is consistently getting involved in hand-to-hand combat and losing a lot of blood.
Why are
If
you
you
doing
consistently lose blood, you need more iron.
Right.
If you don't consistently lose a lot of blood, you actually have to be a little bit cautious with the iron. And the U.S. recommended dietary intake of 18 milligrams of quality iron a day is actually too much for people who don't consistently lose a lot of blood. And even donating blood every, 6 weeks
6
or whatever,
weeks? Yeah.
probably, actually that might keep you okay. It's also a good way to rid your body of heavy metals.
Yeah.
And it lowers your A1C. But
You should give blood.
you should give blood.
That's magical.
Miriam and I can't donate blood, and anybody who went on the cruise
yeah.
to
Unless they stayed on the ship.
Honduras, I don't even know if they stayed on the ship. Anyway, if you went to Honduras, you can't donate until it's like September 30th.
I thought it was September 6th.
Maybe it's 17th. Anyway,
It's fine.
yeah. So if you are a person who routinely loses blood, you would need to supplement with an iron supplement. If you wanted to do 3 meals of Keto Chow a day for weeks or months at a time. Now, if you're
Or just eat some red meat.
having red meat or you're eating occasional fish or red meat and fish, all of the caveats that I just gave you just magically disappear and you're fine.
Magic.
So, and if you're
should
eating
eat
Keto
red
Chow for
meat
2 meals a day or
and
1 meal a
fish.
day and having other keto appropriate food, then you don't have to worry about it at all. Okay, yeah, Dennis likes to do heavy whipping cream after the first spin, 3 tablespoons, poke a hole in the middle. There you go. Kathy says, I do 2 light spins and 1 respin, even without mix-ins, and it works great.
Perfect.
And Dennis puts a little bit less heavy cream in before because he's adding more later.
Oh, gotcha.
GGB says, Miriam, that's why we're friends. The Disney jams mid-sentence. Right? Dig a ton. Look, Lion King 1.5, that's up there in my view with The Emperor's New Groove.
That's a funny show.
Both of them are great.
I love
One
The
does
Emperor's New
0.2
Groove.
tablespoons of hot water. There
Yes, there you go.
you go. And Dennis likes the idea of putting cream back in the ice cream. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Cynthia says, I stir it with a knife or press in the sides so they aren't
Yeah.
icy. See, there you
Yeah.
go.
And you know what I bought from Sharon Holloway, the Ninja Creamy Koozie. And I really like that because it takes me so long to eat it. It doesn't melt as much on the outside so that it's not as sad at the bottom. So that's what I really like
Okay,
to
so
do.
Lewis says, huge fan of the product. In 2015, there was a rumor about fish products being used in the mix. Is that still true? Is it safe for topical applications?
Are you
I
talking
don't
about
know.
the magnesium?
Yeah, I need a bit more. I don't remember about there being any
Yes.
fish products in the mix. The gelatin capsules that we used to break apart meant that it had gelatin in it. We briefly looked into actually adding omega-3, encapsulated omega-3 oil powder to the Keto Chow mix. And we quickly nixed that because it would have shortened the shelf life of Keto Chow to
Yes.
like 3 months. And
Yeah, I figured it's easier to take those fish pills.
if you have more than, I think it's 4 or 5 kilograms of this powder, in a spot at a time, it can sometimes spontaneously combust.
Yeah, what the heck? Why would you want to eat something that combusts?
Well, if it was distributed in the Keto Chow, it wouldn't do that.
Crazy.
But if it was sitting on the shelf at our manufacturing facility,
or
they
our
could have a
house.
fire. So we decided to kill
It's
that.
fine. It's fine.
Shauna says, what about iodine regarding Redmond's and Keto Chow? So we actually have iodine added to Keto Chow.
Yes, and it's also in the daily minerals.
Actually, I think it might be iodide.
Yes, it's iodide.
Anyway, Shauna says I should start donating blood. Well, I guess I'll wait until September 30th. Yeah, it's because of the potential. We were in a malaria danger zone because it was a highway to
Highway
the danger zone.
to
Anyway,
the danger zone.
So there's a danger of us having malaria, and it sometimes can take like 3 months for it to rear its ugly head.
Yeah, I probably have malaria right now.
Karen's here, 2.5 days. Welcome, Karen.
Hi, Karen.
Yeah, now Shauna's singing fish heads, roly-poly fish heads. That is such
Fish
a
heads,
weird
fish heads.
song
Eat them
and an
up.
even weirder music
Yum.
video. Natalie says, I'm loving Keto Chow Butterfinger flavor
Oh,
mixed
yes.
in with Ninja Creamy. The bit of
Woman after
keto
my
brick
own heart.
melted with a teaspoon of coconut oil has a shell on
Yum.
top.
Totally would work. Yes, that would work. Good idea.
Neely can't ever donate blood because she had malaria previously. Really?
Wow.
Dang.
That sucks. But I guess you don't have to donate blood.
GGB says, my lupus meds are anti-malarial. The mosquitoes can eat me all they want.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
Yeah, darn malaria, indeed.
Well, that's sad.
I actually didn't know that I was excluded from donating blood until
Yeah, he went.
I was there and I answered the questions. You know,
have you been outside the
United
country
States?
in the last so many months?
3 years.
Oh, yeah. 3
And then
years.
they ask you where it was,
Where is it?
and then they ask all
And
the
they look it
clarifying
up.
questions. Yeah, and Neely says I never have to feel guilty about not donating. Oh,
Right.
wow, that's crazy. I didn't know it was a permanent thing.
Wow.
Okay, so, question. Instead of drinking one shake for breakfast and one for lunch, can we drink half a keto shake every 3 hours and still stay in ketosis?
Well, that depends on if you're in ketosis from the start. How high is your fat? How many 3 hours is it for every single one? Like, that could be eating all day long.
So let's define some terms here. Number one. I was going to say number
A.
Number one, ketosis. That means that you have ketones in your system and you are burning them.
So technically, yes, you can be.
That's analogous to saying sweaty means you have sweat on you. It doesn't matter if that was you sweating or someone dripped sweat on you or you took a spray bottle and sprayed sweat on you. What I'm getting at is there are products
Semantics.
that claim they put you into ketosis. And technically that is true because if
They're
you
giving you
drink
ketones.
ketones, there will be ketones present and you will burn them. So you will be in ketosis. But Keto Chow by itself does not put you into a ketotic state, but it is conducive to a ketogenic state. So ketogenic means that you're making ketones, okay? So if you're in a ketogenic state or you have ketones present, then drinking however many keto chows isn't going to affect that. It's really not. It's not going to affect your blood sugar. You're not going to see anything really change. So that would work. Okay. Now, what do you think about drinking half a keto chow every 3 hours?
I think, well, if you have a gastric bypass, you probably couldn't drink a whole keto chow anyway.
That is true.
So there's that. But I think you probably should try not to eat every 3 hours.
So
Because that's better for your body.
the recommendation to eat every 3 hours is, now Marie explained this much better. It has to do with the type of insulin that people used to take when they were type 1 diabetic.
Right.
And that because it was acting really, the way that it acted, you had to eat a little bit every couple hours to maintain your blood sugar.
Otherwise, it would go down.
Otherwise, it would go down because of the slow-acting insulin. People don't use that insulin anymore unless they are trying to save a lot of money, because that stuff is very inexpensive because it's kind of terrible. Anymore, people don't need to do that. You don't need to eat small meals to keep your blood sugar up when you're taking insulin. And anybody else who isn't taking that kind of insulin also does not have to do that. But that's still the recommendation from a lot of nutritionists, which is weird. Anyway, so eating little meals throughout the day isn't as good as eating a big meal. Kind of like what we were talking about that we're going to be doing when we're on our boat trip.
So eating
We're just going to eat twice.
And then not,
Yep.
And granted, our kids do eat carbs, and so they will switch over to ketosis while we're on that trip. They do it every time we go camping. It's not like, in fact, most of them probably switch over halfway through the day anyway because they're young and fit and healthy.
Metabolically flexible.
Yeah.
Yep. Being in a ketogenic state isn't something that our kids need to do. I screwed up my metabolism for like almost 40 years, and so this is the lifestyle I'm going to be living the rest of my life. So anyway, so there you go. Let's see. There was a really good question. Catherine says, Butterfinger flavor. What, where,
Catherine,
when?
your life's about to change. Mix chocolate toffee and chocolate peanut butter together. Butterfinger.
Yep. And if you do salted caramel and chocolate peanut butter, we call that Snickers.
Snickers.
They're, in fact,
So good.
if you go on the Keto Chow website and you go to Kitchen and it loads, and you go to Flavor Hacks,
Flavor
we have a whole thing
Striped fruit gum, ew.
of different
Look how cute they
rainbow
are.
sherbet,
They're so cute.
Neapolitan.
Almond
I think we
Delight.
call it buttery finger.
Yeah, because it's a technical trademark term. Oops. Sorry
Peach
about
Melba.
that.
The Elvis chocolate
Yeah,
peanut butter and
yeah.
banana. Yeah, that one's good.
That chocolate orange is good too. Oh,
Banana
grasshopper.
bread. There's buttery finger. It's the
last one?
What's the first one we posted?
Oh, it's because it's the best one.
Yeah.
It's the best one.
So
Do
there you go.
it.
GGB says, I mean, if I'm on the table bleeding out, I'll take your malaria blood. Yeah, true.
Right.
Let's see. Lynn says, I didn't know about donating blood. I almost stopped to donate today. Yeah, and it's if you went on the cruise. And went to Honduras. Yeah, Dennis says, ketosis is not achieved by a keto food or diet. Thoroughly acceptable strategy, nonetheless.
Right.
Stina's here.
Hi, Stina. Still thinking about you. I should just text you.
Storm Chasing Gal says, I think I'm warming up to adding butter. Heavy whipping cream is no longer keeping me full.
Oh, yep. I feel that.
Dennis wants to know, are the Stoffers coming in October or September? If you're talking about to the meetup,
Nope.
they're not coming to
They're
either,
not
I
coming.
think. They're actually going to be, they're going to fly in, and then we're going to turn around and drive to southern Utah. So, and then as soon as we get back, we're going to take them like right to the airport because they need to get back to doing stuff. Our kids were funny. They're like, is there not going to be internet? I'm like, okay, technically Joe is bringing his,
Don't tell them.
we already told the kids that. He's going to bring his, what's it called?
Antennae.
Starlink. His Starlink satellite thing. And we're planning on like maybe twice a day, turning on the internet, get your thing done, and then we turn it back off again.
See how long it lasts.
GGB says, I'm officially on day 5 of walking an intentional mile with a purpose speed.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. Good job.
It's so funny because Miriam's cup is filled with going on hikes.
Yeah. Or walks.
And for me, it's like,
So what I need is for you to help me fill that cup.
and then when we're walking, I'm like, go, go, go.
And then I'm all, why are you running? What's the point of running when you're not? It's like, I'm just going from one destination to the next, which is why Chris is great at grocery shopping. Because he's not going to wander and look at all the things. He's like, I'm getting this and this, and I'm
instead
out
what I will do is...
as fast as I possibly can.
Yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll get home and look at the list again and go...
Oh, crap, I forgot that thing.
That happened Saturday night.
And it was so late, and we just got home from boating. Oh, my
10:30,
gosh.
and I went back to the store.
I would have gone to the store for you.
It was so
I would
dumb.
have.
Sean says I didn't get malaria, but I did hug a sloth. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Lynn was on the cruise. Nice.
Yes.
Bob says I like them with butter. I should change my name to Always Late.
That's okay.
But worth the wait. Randy
worth
is
the wait.
here. Hi, Randy.
Hi, Randy.
Chipadeus is cooking cream like eating a
Chipadeus,
pound of
Chipadeus,
Oreo. I'd rather not eat a package of Oreos.
Chipadeus.
It actually, the cookies and cream has a very mild flavor.
Yes.
It's slightly cookies and cream.
Yeah, if you want
It's
it to
more
be
vanilla-y.
more cookies and cream, throw a little bit of cocoa powder in there.
Yeah, a little bit of cocoa powder actually will do it. Yeah, Starlink, there you go.
Yes, Starlink.
I don't know why I couldn't forget it. Catherine says, how often are your live streams? So we do one on Monday morning.
10 o'clock our time, which is 12
noon
o'clock Eastern.
And then we do one at 9:15 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays.
Here, every Tuesday night. We have been doing this live stream
On Tuesday night?
for like 5 years.
2017.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 6 years.
It's been a while.
Good job, us. Although it used to be 7:30, now it's at 7:15.
That's true. GGB says, Miriam, we hiked to a 70-foot waterfall in Shenandoah National Park last week.
Oh my gosh.
You would have loved it.
I totally would have loved it so much.
Bob wants us to bring lots of electrolyte drops to Omaha. It's going to be hot. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And Kathy shops like me.
Oh, we're going out to dinner with you, right, Bob? Did we figure that out?
I don't know if we figured... The plan was we were going to figure out when we were there because we didn't know what what's going to be happening. But we're trying
we need
gonna
you
try
on our
and
agenda.
connect
my
with...
friend.
I was going to say hook up with Bob, but that sounds weird.
Yeah, that's
We're
weird.
gonna connect with Bob.
Connect.
Shauna remembers the big black couch, or was it brown? Our big sofa was
It
a
was
dark
brown. Now it's white.
Yeah, it's a light cream color.
It's interesting. You'll like it. Come over and see it.
Okay, here we go. Another question for you, Mary.
Another question. Would you like me to read it this time?
Sure.
So, can
Bless
anyone explain to me why the Keto Chow packages says to use 14 ounces of water, but the website says 18 to 24 ounces? Why the difference, and which makes the best for freezing into ice cream?
So, if you're talking about ice cream, well, let's start from the beginning, actually. So we're going to go here on Learn. We're going to go to how to make Keto Chow. Add the fat source. What this should say, I actually need to talk to the team. That's supposed to say add 1 3/4 to 2 cups of water. And the reason for that is when people see that it says add that many cups of water, they use a separate container and they pour it in.
Right.
When you see use 18 to 24 ounces of water, they think
It's the
fill it up
blender
to that
bottle,
line.
and you're looking up at that line. I used to do that with the baby formula too, get mixed up, and I'm like,
yeah, so I
don't
actually
know.
need to talk to them about the
We
instructions
can
on this
fix
page.
that.
So that's a good point.
We've got multiple takeaways from this evening's live stream.
Because
Should I
on the
be writing that
packages,
down?
no, that's okay. On the packages, here I have birthday cake,
I thought that said gingerbread.
and I have to take
for a
off
second.
my glasses. It says add 1 3/4 to 2 cups, right there.
Right there.
That's the official recommendation.
You're really cute.
But you can add more or less to suit your particular tastes.
Right.
There was a question on the Keto Chow subreddit today of someone wanting to know which of the Keto Chow flavors is the least sweet.
They're all the same sweet.
They actually use the same amount of sweetener. What I said was add some salt or more water. And that will cut the sweetness. And if it's too salty, add more
some
water.
more water.
And if it's too thick,
Add more
more
water.
funny how that fixes most of the things.
It's the water.
When we mix it up in a blender bottle, we usually mix it up to the bottom of the threads. So it's almost full.
yeah.
Joe and Rachel mix it up. They actually fill it up to there and then
Put the lid on and then fill up the last
fill
little
it up
bit.
to the very top.
That's funny.
After they've shaken it up.
Funny.
I think that that's a bit excessive, and I like it to be a little bit stronger flavor.
I always worry about the lid coming off.
Now,
Doesn't do that though.
this one said, which makes it the best for freezing into ice cream.
So you can easily do 14 ounces and it'd be ice cream and it would be good. But like you said, it would be salty.
It would be
And
salty and thick. Now, I like it
I
that
like
way
the saltiness too.
in the Ninja Creamy. Because the Ninja Creamy, well, if you get the original one, holds exactly 16 ounces. It's 1 pint. If you are putting it into a different ice cream maker, you can make it whatever amount of liquid you want. And if you mix up a full Keto Chow in a blender bottle and pour it into a Ninja Creamy thing, it's like, oh, well, I've got this like 2 ounces of leftover stuff.
Guess I have to drink it right
4
now.
ounces, yeah. Miriam actually did that with Siobhan. She made a Ninja Creamy with. We had some
And I said,
unsweetened
here,
core,
drink the rest of this.
and you sweetened it, and you mixed it up with the Wagyu, and made it into a Ninja Creamy, and there was leftover stuff
Yep.
because you forgot to use less water.
Yep. And that's okay because it was fine. It used to work out well that I had leftover water because Haley would just walk up and just magically drink it and it'd be gone. And then I didn't have to worry about it, but she left. She moved to Canada.
Sean says, I guess that person has an older packet. Yeah, probably. Because I changed it from the add 14 ounces to add 1 3/4 to 2 cups
A long time ago. I wonder if they're reading an old page, maybe.
Maybe.
They Googled
Storm Chasing Gal says
something.
the birthday cake edition on the website is gathering spider webs.
I know.
Joe has birthday cake in the fridge for tomorrow.
Yes.
Let's see. Two Crazy Ketos is here. Welcome.
Hello.
Karen says, yeah, unsweetened core chocolate is less
That's
sweetened.
true. That's probably it because it's different sweetener.
And it was kind of funny.
Unsweetened.
Marie Campos. Hello, Marie.
Hi.
Somebody was asking about how to make like different flavors and how to do, like, can you buy the Keto Chow core in big bags? And Marie said, Chris has been saying it for years, and I didn't believe him until recently. But you can take the beef soup base, which is Keto Chow core.
Yeah. Same
It's
thing.
literally the same thing as Keto Chow core without flavor.
And add
or
some
sweetener.
flavor.
Like, it's the same protein.
But the thing is, like, I even knew that. I know that. I knew it when we were in development, and I'm like, I just didn't want to do it.
Well, Marie's been
takes
using it
so
to
much
make
work.
a cherry flavor.
Oh.
Because I can't get the cherry right. It needs tartness.
It's
And when
trying to
we
kill
add
us.
the tartness, it makes the protein clump up.
Denature.
Yeah, it's weird.
Stupid cherry. That's stupid.
Stupid cherry. I heard sherry, and I'm like, what sherry do?
No, sherry's not stupid. I like sherry.
Yeah, and Marie says or mixed up with beef soup, keto chow to cut the sweetness, right? Oh, and it was right underneath Karen's. So, yeah, it was a really funny conversation with Marie saying that. And she's like, I didn't believe it until I tried it.
Now you know.
Let's see. Catch up to the comments. People saying hi to Two Crazy Keto. Cynthia says, you need more birthday cake for my birthday on Sunday. We can sing to you now, though. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cynthia. Happy birthday to you.
Yay! You should clap
That's
too.
what you do with little kids.
You can't,
always
you
clap.
can't not do it. I can't not do it.
Exposing Darkness says hello, everyone. Okay, Andrew says, Miriam, you'd be in another realm of euphoria here in St. Lucia. The volcano has hiking that goes up 12
Heck
miles.
yes, I'm coming over.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Catherine wants to know, can I order a big bag of blueberry pie with my subscription? I don't see it on the list of subscription flavors, but I saw it. You could buy it alone. So my understanding, if I remember correctly, is that blueberry pie is still technically a
Limited
seasonal
edition?
flavor.
Oh, seasonal.
I need to look into that because we might be switching it over to a permanent flavor, which means we would need to add it to the subscription options.
Well, we're going to check that. We have a lot of fixes for this week.
So, the reason being, subscriptions, when we run out of stock on something, the subscription thing has a bit of a conniption. It just can't handle it. And so we only make stuff available for a subscription that we are committing to having in stock
All the time.
permanently.
All the
And we
time.
still run out every once in a while of stuff that's available for a subscription, but we try to keep it few and far between
Yeah,
because
that's hard.
when that happens, real live actual human beings have to contact you and let you know, hey, sorry, this is out of stock. So
Yeah, it stinks.
let's see. Andrew says I'm planning on hiking on Saturday. I'm excited.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy.
Kate in Salt Lake says if you continue to get the cough drop cherry, hey, no complaints with that.
Right?
It just,
Yeah, I mean, it's
it
good.
tastes
It
like
just
cough
tastes
drop.
like a cough drop. Oh, speaking of hiking, so I went last Friday, Friday to that bridge hike that I keep
Yes,
going
it
on the
was on
same
Friday.
one. And I tried the hiking poles. I bought some hiking poles from Temu. Don't go to that place. They have really cheap stuff. You'll buy some stuff.
I did it. It was terrible.
Although now my sister-in-law keeps buying cute earrings, and every time I see her, she has new cute earrings on. I'm like, I want those. It's fine. But I went and I tried the hiking poles, and I was super excited. And they did make your arms work, and that was great. But it did considerably change my energy expenditure, and my legs were not as tired. I was still, out of breath and winded because that's how I get when I go on a hike. But I was really happy. And I was sad that they weren't pink.
Supposing Darkness wants to know, does the beef stew base come in a big bag? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it does. Let's see. Storm Chasing Gal says, y'all keep working on the cherry. I'm trying. GGB says, I have taken my kids hiking in Hawaii at Volcano National Park and Capulin Volcano National Park in New Mexico, Colorado.
Oh, nice.
So cool. Active and dormant.
That's kind of freaky. I don't know how you could hike in Hawaii because it's so hot there.
It was so humid and it was...
I just can't handle it. I don't know what to do with humidity. I feel like I'm just stepping into a wall. I'm like...
Okay, Lynette says, yeah, blueberry is still seasonal officially at the moment.
Thank you, Lynette.
Shauna says, I'd rather a live human contact me than the alternative. What, a dead human? Ah.
Yeah, whoa.
Cindy says, idea, have a seasonal subscription box. Again, the problem with that is when it
be
got to the
there.
end of the season,
Yep.
it would...
I know we've thought about doing a lot of
freak
different
out.
cool things, but so many things are hard to implement. Like there's not tools available.
Now we could have a seasonal surprise box, but we call that the surprise
box.
The surprise box has seasonal and limited edition and other flavors in it. RW likes your top.
Thank you. It's from Maurice's.
GGB says Luden's cherry is good, but Ricola cherry is bad.
Ricola.
Supposing Darkness says Temu is supposed to be spyware and steroids. It might be.
Yeah, it's trying to kill me.
China got
I only
bacon,
did one
eggs,
order.
avocado, and coffee bean earrings on Temu. among other
Nice.
things.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the hiking sticks were $11. And the ones I was looking on Amazon were $75. And I'm like, I don't even know if I'm going to like these. And I researched and researched. I'm like, I'm going to invest in a really good pair, and then I'll use it once and never use it again. And then I told myself, I could buy a cheap pair, and then if they break, or if I don't like them, it doesn't matter because they were cheap. And then I can buy an expensive pair if I like them.
GGB points out that there is snow on the Big Island if you go all the way to the top. Oh, wow. That's true. Bob points out that it was 87% humidity in Omaha today. It should be 74 for Friday in Omaha. And Joe says humidity in Orlando will be about 80% next week.
I'm glad they're coming to us instead of us going to them. It's like swimming in the air.
You mean Joe and Rachel are coming to us?
Yeah.
Yeah, except we're going to Orlando.
Oh crap, we're going to Orlando. It's going to be so hot. How do you even wear clothes there? I don't know.
Bob says get hiking poles with cork grips. And Shauna says don't put the TV app on your phone. Just go to the browser and you get emails, but not as bad.
Oh, I got the app.
You can uninstall it. Cool.
It's fine.
Well, that's been an hour. So thanks everybody for joining us on this happy Tuesday night.
Happy.
Two Crazy Kids says you're stuck with us for about 3 weeks in a row.
I'm
No,
so
we have
happy.
a week off. We have a week off.
We do?
Yes.
In between Orlando and our trip?
So we're going to Omaha.
Omaha?
We're hanging out with Joe and Rachel.
Oh, yay!
Then we're going to Orlando. We'll hang out with Joe and Rachel. Then there's a week of nothing.
Okay.
And then they show up on Saturday.
Right.
And everybody at work keeps on trying to schedule stuff. And I'm like, I am not here.
I'm not going to be here. We're ditching out.
And then mid-August, it's like, sorry. Anyway, all right, well, let's go. Let's go say hi to our kids. You all have a fantastic day.
Them. Yes, thanks for joining us today. And so I'm extra silly today, so thanks for
Joe says
being
it's
so
about
kind.
5 days. All right. Lynn says because if you don't wear clothes, you stick to everything.
Right.
That is true.
Right.
All right, bye, guys.